Hi. Who's got two thumbs and is making a haul video? This motherfucker. This is a podcast me and my wife used to do. That's me. Does it look like me? Oh, it's so bad. Book haul. Go around town, taking books down. It's book haul. It's time for the book haul. Now, today we are going into the desert. We are going out to Apple Valley to get some books, and I hit up 2 bookstores. I was going to split this up, but I think I can knock it out in one video, especially since the first one wasn't amazing. With that said, let's get into it. The first place we went was the High Desert Book Oasis. I really like going down there because all of the architecture of most of the places out there is like 1960s, like when you go out in the desert. So it's like a cross between Art Deco and sci-fi. I don't know, I love it. But this place, High Desert Book Oasis, you need more books. They're actually selling right now, so I don't know if like they're selling the shop, but it's on, as of right now, it's on 20601 Highway 18, number 302 in Apple Valley, in the historic Apple Valley Inn. Oh, that makes a lot more sense, because like I thought the place was like a weird, like, church compound commune place. It doesn't look like a shopping center by any means. It's like got all these buildings that look like they have classrooms. There's like all these shops like inside. It's fucking weird. But anyway, inside the shop itself was really nice, and there was this cool fireplace, and they offered us like coffee or hot chocolate or tea as soon as we walked in, which was really, really cool. They seem to have a really big fantasy and sci-fi section, like kind of overflowing. But the rest of the stuff I saw didn't really seem that hefty. Mystery thriller section probably would have seemed the same way if it was in the middle bookshelves, but it went around the bookshelves in the middle. But there was just like a lot of newer stuff there. So if you like newer stuff, then definitely check it out. So to start this off, I got a couple hard case crime books. And if you saw my last book haul video, you'll see that I got Pete Hamill's The Guns of Heaven. And this was the one I got a couple days before. So this one's way more beat up looking, and the pages are kind of whatever. Yeah, so I have 2 of these. So that's one. Next, we have Lawrence Block, A Walk Among the Tombstones. Now a major motion picture starring Liam Neeson. I haven't seen the movie. When you can't call the cops, you call Scudder. Keenan's wife went out grocery shopping and never came home. Alive anyway, but because Keenan buys and sells drugs for a living, he can't go to the police for help. He goes to Matthew Scudder instead, an alcoholic ex-cop, an unlicensed private eye who will stop at nothing to bring the brutal killers to justice before another innocent woman falls beneath their knives. Sounds pretty good. And then I got a pocketbook edition of something, and I'm building up the suspense right now. This is the 3rd printing from 1966. It's a pocket edition of Agatha Christie's Hickory Dickory Death. Look at that. That's amazing. The red. If you don't know this already, if you've ever wondered why old paperbacks have different colors right here, some companies use specific colors, but then like over the years they would change the colors when they were trying to refresh their look or whatever, but it's mainly to keep dust out of the pages. It's like a dust magnet or something. But I never knew that. So anyway, whenever I can and I come across an Agatha Christie, if it's a weird edition that I haven't seen, or the edition that like my mom used to have all the Agatha Christie books. I just like, I will grab any Agatha Christie book if it's a version of an Agatha Christie book that I haven't seen, or even ones that I have seen. Like on another, I'll show you some junky Agatha Christie books I picked up over the years. So anyway, there is that. Now the last book I got there, now I never, hardly ever get hardbacks when it comes to crime fiction. I usually get hardbacks when it's like an art book or a video game book. I never get my like fiction and hardbound. I don't know why, I just don't like doing it. But I saw this and it looked brand freaking new. It's Mickey Spillane's The Goliath Bone. This was the first book that, and it has like a crappy little sticker on the back. This is the first book that Mickey Spillane wrote with Max Allan Collins, who wrote the Quarry books and all that other stuff. I'm pretty sure he died while writing this. The first new Mike Hammer novel in more than a decade by one of the world's most popular mystery writers. And then it's just praise for Mickey Spillane. It doesn't really tell you anything about it. A week before his death, Mickey Spillane entrusted his nearly finished manuscript and extensive notes Road to Perdition author Max Allan Collins to complete. The result is a gripping thriller that marks the triumphant return of Spillane's beloved PI after a 12-year hiatus. Hard-boiled and timely, The Goliath Bone shows why the New York Times called Spillane a master in compelling you to always turn to the next page. I will not read this until I get to it because I have like 5 other Mike Hammer books to read to get in that line or whatever. That's all I got at the High Desert Book Oasis. Funny story. In the same general area, there is also Oasis Christian Bookstore and Oasis Adult Bookstore. And they're seriously like a block away from each other. And then this is like a few miles out. But can you imagine the family after church going in to get some book stuff, and they go in to Oasis Adult Bookstore thinking it's freaking Oasis Christian Bookstore? It's so like someone screwed the pooch on that name. So then we went down the street. It was probably like a mile away to a place called Greenbooks. One word. Now, this was about 2 weeks ago when we went, and Greenbooks is moving. I don't know if they're still located right there, but I'm sure if you Google the place, you'll find it. This place was awesome. They had a ton of stuff, and their prices were astronomical. High Desert Book Oasis, I got 4 books for $12, and I spent $11 at Greenbooks, and I got a hell of a lot more. So, without further poo-poo. Now, when I first walked in the place, they had this like wall right when you walk in, and it was 50-cent books, but it was like an entire wall, okay? And I picked up Dean Koontz Intensity. I don't know anything about this book whatsoever, but when this book came out, I remember seeing this in bookstores and seeing like tons of people reading it. And I just love the cover. I think the cover is so amazing. First edition. There's probably a hardcover edition, so this is probably the first paperback edition. So 1996. I've never read... Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool, too. Like the chapter headings. I've never read a Dean Koontz book, but I just love this cover. So I'm going to give it a go and see how it is. Yeah. Okay, so that was 50 cents. So that was pretty freaking awesome. Then, yeah, we'll do those first. I got a couple other hard case books. which was pretty awesome. The first one I got is hard case number 15, and it's an Ed McBain book, The Gutter and the Grave. This is like horrible lighting. If I was a better YouTuber, I would start over. Ukfe ate. Okay, so Ed McBain, The Gutter and the Grave. Detective Matt Cordell was happily married once and gainfully employed and sober, but that was before he caught his wife cheating on him with one of his operatives and took it out on the man with the butt end of a 45. Holy crap. Now Matt makes his home on the streets of New York, and his only companions are city bartenders, but trouble still knows how to find him. And when Johnny Bridges shows up from the old neighborhood begging for Matt's help, Cordell finds himself drawn into a case full of beautiful women and bloody murder. It's just like the old days, only this time, when the beatings come, he may wind up on the receiving end. ... So that's pretty cool. That sounded fun, right? Let's see, when was this first published? It was originally published in 1958, and this edition was published in 2005. It's kind of beat up and sideways, which is fine. It's all crooked. So the next one I got is by someone named Madison Smart Bell. This is Hard Case Crime number 21, and the book is called Straight Cut. What's this book about? I'll tell you. Death follows him across the ocean. A freelance film editor, Tracy Bateman, goes where the work is. So when his old partner calls with an assignment, Tracy finds himself on a plane to Rome. Holy shit. But there are surprises waiting for him. Deadly surprises that will lead him on a desperate chase across Europe into the hands of a pair of brutal drug smugglers. Back to New York City, where the greatest betrayal of all awaits. Wow, pretty cool. I like stuff that takes place in Rome. She was a pawn in their deadly game. Straight cut! A John D. MacDonald Gold Medal Fawcett book. Where is Janice Gantry? This is Gold Medal number S1076. That's a lot. Can you still trust him? Can you trust him? Can you trust him? This was written before the Travis McGee books. Is from first printing 1961. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What's it about, you say? A lonely cottage on an empty Florida key. An escaped convict. The woman who took fatal pity on him. A wealthy man who lives in retirement. His alcoholic wife. A prisoner behind drawn blinds. An ex-pro football player who thought he'd lost his nerve. A lone girl on a deserted beach. And an alien from Mars. Just kidding, that last one I just made up. A young widow turns up missing and the whole town asks, where's Janice Gentry? Travis McGee. I got 3 Travis McGee books. The Turquoise. Oh my god, all the pages are coming out of this book. This is awful. It is a first printing. Maybe I will ebook this one. I don't want to know what these are about because I haven't got to them yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then this one is a first printing as well. Dress Her in Indigo. And it's the original covers. I think after this one, they start changing the way the covers look. But if you saw my last video, they did this with the little Travis McGee right here for a long time. Is this a first printing? Oh my god, I think it is a first printing. It was probably hardback first, but The Empty Copper Sea. Now the reason why I like this is because it's all shiny. It's shiny like copper. Isn't that awesome? I have a copy of The Shining that's like this but silver, and it's flippin' awesome. Spellbinding new Travis McGee suspense novel. So all those were first editions. That's pretty cool. I got a couple of Ross McDonald books. No relation to John Dee. The first one is a book called Trouble Follows Me. Sailor beware, Sam just couldn't seem to relax on his shore leave. It might have been battle fatigue or the fact that his love life had been torpedoed by the war. That's a pun! Or maybe it was because he tripped over 3 bodies in the 3 weeks he'd been ashore. I'm gonna lean more towards that, is what his problem is. All Sam knew was that he was up to his neck in a bloody whirlpool of black fascism, Asian espionage, and brutal mayhem. And it was making him very nervous. ... Trouble follows me. Sounds horribly racist. Oh, this was originally published under the name of Kenneth Miller in 1946, under a pseudonym. And then, well, Ross McDonald isn't his real name either, but that's another story for another day. And this was published in September of 72. That is a sticker right there. The one I'm really excited about is because Ross McDonald created the PI Lou Archer, one of the most famous PIs in PI history, along the lines of Mike Hammer, Mike Shane, and all the other famous detectives, Philip Marlowe, Sam Spade. And this is The Name is Archer. And it's all the short stories of Lou Archer. The Southland's best private detective gets down to basics in his new office on the boulevard with 7 quickies. Fresno to San Diego on Sunset and Palm Springs, north and south on the US 101. There are all kinds of trouble for the man. And oh yes, the name is Archer. What? The first time in paperback. Oh no, another Mickey Spillane book. The Snake. I had just finished reading this on ebook when I got this, so that was kind of cool. Look at how cool that title page is. I love that font. That's great. If you don't know Mickey Spillane, the first like 5 or 6 books, from I the Jury to Kiss Me Deadly, those were written in the late 40s to 1952. And then, one of the craziest things in history, Mickey Spillane becomes a Jehovah's Witness and stops writing for 10 years. And then he comes back. And the thing that's crazy, and I'll do a thing about this, but the Kiss Me Deadly is the first Mike Hammer book that ends with like a total cliffhanger. And then the guy doesn't write another book for 10 effing years. You know, like who the fuck would do that? So then when he came back and wrote the next book, The Girl Hunters, it was actually 10 years later and shit went down and he's like a shell of a man and all this other stuff. And The Snake takes place right where The Girl Hunters leaves off. It could just be the same book kind of thing. Like, it's just like a continuation. And because of that whole cliffhanger angle, The Girl Hunters and The Snake I really like a lot. But the actual story, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's okay. And then, after that, they go to The Body Lovers. And this is the one I'm reading right now. Get a load of that. Ooh la la la, loo la. Hi, sorry, I just happened to unzip my shirt. This one I'm reading, I'm halfway through it. Mike Hammer smashes into an underground orgy cult. An international who's who of very important perverts who throw sadistic bashes by beauties like Greta, a money-lusting brunette model who performs best in sexy negligee. It hasn't been that exciting. The back copy makes it sound really, really exciting. I feel like this one was him getting back into the swing of things. This is the first printing in 1967. Wow, I didn't know that was the first printing of this. That doesn't make any sense either, because the number line doesn't say that. I need to research number lines better. There's a video on by Abe Books that does it. Boom. This one is called The Death Dealers. It's pretty awesome looking. This brand new Spillane thriller has everything. A villain you love to hate, the woman you love to hate, and savage sex and sweet death. And Tiger Man, the snarling, slugging secret agent who breaks all the rules, aims for the gut, and wins any way he can. Sorry about that. Watch Tiger. He's on a danger-charged mission involving Arabian oil, a king, an assassination plot, and a #1 harem girl. The stakes are dynamite, and so is Tiger. This is the first printing, March 66. Who got 2 books of Bloody Sunrise? I did. So we got 2 copies of Bloody Sunrise. I think the second Tiger Man book, I don't know anything about the Tiger Man books. He's a tiger for trouble. First printing September 65. One man with 2 ends, haha, who can handle the dirtiest job ever handed out in the deadly road of espionage. He's Tiger Man, Mickey Spillane's gutter tough secret agent, back in a real hellraiser of a thriller, everybody. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then this one is the same. But this, I believe... See, this says first printing. That can't be right. So, this says 65, and this says... Let's get to the bottom of this, people. I know that's why you're here. 65. First printing, September 1965. First printing, September 1965. But this one has a number line, and the number line doesn't have a 1 in it. What to do? This one says first time in paperback. This one does not. I'll get to the bottom of that, folks. And then I'm paying for these books at the counter. And by the way, all these books are $1. Every single one of them, okay? At the counter, underneath another book, I saw like this. I'm like, wait a second, I know what that cover is. And I grabbed it, and sure as shit, it's The Killing Man by Mickey Spillane in hardcover. And the only reason, again, is that it's in perfect shape. Like, it looks amazing. Hi, I'm Mike Hammer. Damn it, I mean Mickey Spillane. I'm 3 books away from that. Very excited. So anyway, please like and subscribe. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, and I probably don't have the links up yet. Please leave a comment and let me know if you've read any of these books, if any of them are any good. La-di-da.